China's chips change lanes to overtake. How is it possible without EUV? October 12, 2025, through official channels, China's leading foundry, SMIC, Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, announced that the yield rate of its 3D packaged chips based on heterogeneous integration technology has officially surpassed 90%. Without using EUV lithography machines, SMIC has achieved performance equivalent to 5 nanometers and has successfully secured substantial orders from several top domestic automotive enterprises. Source, *Caixin*, October 12, 2025. Simultaneously, Caixin reported that the U.S. House Select Committee on the Strategic Competition between the United States and the Chinese Communist Party is pushing the Department of Commerce to brew a new round of export controls, intending to restrict the export of advanced packaging materials to China. Wall Street analysts warn that this move could cause Applied Materials revenue in China to plummet by more than 36%, dealing a heavy blow to its global performance. For a long time, the Western world has reached a near consensus: without EUV lithography machines, it is impossible to create advanced chips smaller than 7 nanometers. China is destined to lag forever in the chip sector, perpetually held in a stranglehold by the West. But now, SMIC's breakthrough has directly shredded this iron law. Without EUV, China has not only created advanced chips but achieved mass production and even secured large orders from car manufacturers. How is this possible? Was the cognition the West held fast to for so many years wrong from the start? The logic is actually quite simple. It is like building a house. The West is obsessed with using the most precise tools, EUV, to build a massive foundation, a monolithic chip, even if it takes over a decade and costs hundreds of billions of dollars without looking back. China, however, changed the approach, using ordinary tools to build individual small rooms, chip dies with different functions, and then stacking them to form a more efficient, flexible skyscraper. This is heterogeneous integration 3D packaging technology. In plain terms, it isn't changing the path to reach the destination faster. Even more disruptive is that this stacking is not simple splicing. Chinese enterprises have solved core challenges such as die interconnection and heat dissipation. For instance, through R&D, EUV new materials raised the localization rate of core packaging materials supply chain from 30% in 2021 to 65% in 2024. And what does SMIC's 90% yield mean? It means it can mass produce at a cost more than 40% lower than using EUV to make monolithic chips. More critically, Chinese OSAT, outsourced semiconductor assembly and test, companies account for 28.5% of the global market, far exceeding the US's 15%. This directly hits the Achilles heel of the Western chip industry and plants a bigger question: why did the Western cognitive model fail? Next, let's discuss the differences in engineering philosophy hidden behind China's lane-changing overtake, why the West's obsession with single-point breakthroughs has led to a predicament, what chain reactions US export controls will trigger, and what profound impact all this will have on the future of human technology. The Western world's obsession with chip technology has always been to walk one road until it gets dark, pursuing extreme breakthroughs at a single point, believing that as long as the precision of EUV lithography is maximized, they can firmly control the discourse on advanced chips. This thinking has run through the development of the entire Western chip industry. ASML spent over a decade and hundreds of billions of dollars to build the world's only EUV lithography machine capable of mass production. Each unit costs up to $150 million, and the shipment volume for the entire year of 2024 was only about 80 units, mostly monopolized by TSMC, Samsung, and Intel. Meanwhile, to break through packaging bottlenecks, Intel did not exhibit a glass substrate prototype until the Tokyo exhibition in January 2026, admitting that the issue of brittleness in mass production remained unsolved. The US packaging and testing industry is even further behind. Its global market share in 2024 was only 15%, merely half of China's. AMCA, the only US company in the global top 10, saw its revenue decline by 2.8% year-on-year. Ironically, the EUV technology relied upon by the West is approaching physical limits. Trying to further improve precision requires exponentially increasing costs for diminishing returns. According to Caixin data, in 2024, 45% of the revenue in China for Western equipment manufacturers like Applied Materials and ASML came from restricted entities. They are trapped in a self-contradictory predicament, earning money from the Chinese market while supporting technical blockades. Unlike the Western single-point obsession, China follows a path of system optimization, not obsessing over a specific choke point, but exerting force across the entire industry chain including packaging, chip design, materials, and equipment. By integrating the advantages of all parties, overall performance breakthroughs are achieved. This thinking is reflected not only in chips but throughout China's technological development. In the packaging and testing sector, for Chinese companies, including JCET Group and Tongfu Microelectronics, have entered the global top 10, with a combined market share of 28.5% in 2024. JCET specifically invested 49.66 billion renminbi to build an advanced packaging production line, expected to be completed by the end of 2025, with technology benchmarking TSMC. In the materials sector, companies like Yuwei New Materials and CNCOE continue to exert force, raising the localization rate of core packaging materials from 30% in 2021 to 65% in 2024. Although there is still reliance on materials like high-end tin balls, the speed of progress far exceeds Western expectations. In wafer manufacturing, SMIC has not only achieved the breakthrough of 90% yield in 3D packaged chips but can also produce 7 nanometers chips using EUV lithography. In 2024, China's total procurement of semiconductor equipment exceeded the combined total of the US, South Korea, and Taiwan, occupying 34.35% of the global market. Crucially, China's system thinking is not closed-door manufacturing but open integration. Despite Western blockades, China actively participates in global chip industry cooperation to promote technological accessibility. The essence behind this is the difference between Chinese and Western engineering philosophies, and moreover, a different understanding of the purpose of technological development. China pursues system optimization, essentially hoping to make technology more inclusive by lowering the cost of advanced chips so that more countries and industries can use advanced technology, rather than letting it become a tool for a few countries to seek hegemony. The West pursues single-point breakthroughs, essentially to maintain technological monopoly, controlling the bottleneck of core technologies to strangle the development of other nations, thereby reaping huge profits and hegemonic status. This difference has allowed China to achieve a lane-changing overtake in the chip sector. Chinese packaged chips cost 40% less than Western ones and can be widely applied in fields like new energy vehicles and the Internet of Things, IoT, having already secured large orders from domestic car companies. Western advanced chips, due to exorbitant costs, are confined to high-end electronic devices and are difficult to popularize. For humanity, China's breakthrough is not just a victory of technology, but a victory of technological inclusiveness. It proves that technological development should not have only one path, nor should it be monopolized by a few countries. The technological innovation brought by system thinking will provide new ideas for global technological development. The deep reflection behind this addresses how humanity should view technological development. The essence of technology is to improve human life and promote the progress of human society, not to become a tool for a few countries to dominate. China's lane-changing overtake has not only opened a new path for its own technological development but also provided new possibilities for global technological inclusiveness. It proves that even without core single-point technologies, technical breakthroughs can still be achieved through system integration and full-chain efforts. It also reminds the West that closure and blockades will only hinder progress, while openness and cooperation are the general trends of technological development. For the intellectual class in English-speaking countries, what is truly worth pondering is not whether China won or the West lost, but how we can break cognitive biases and promote the common development of global technology. Technology knows no borders, and technological breakthroughs should benefit all mankind. This is China's pursuit, and it should be the common pursuit of all humanity. If you identify with the concept of technological inclusiveness, if you want to continue following the truth behind the US-China tech war, and if you have more questions about China's technological innovation, please click follow and leave your views in the comment section. Whether you support or question, let us exchange ideas frankly, discuss rationally, break cognitive biases together, and witness the transformation of the global technological landscape. The future of technology is never a solo act by one country, but a chorus of all mankind. Only through open cooperation and mutual tolerance can technology truly serve all of humanity and achieve common global progress. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.